In Shmos Yud Beis, Pasuk Yud Beis, the Pasuk says, V'yovarti be'eretz Mitzrayim Parshas Bo. The Pasuk says, the Rebbeinu Shalom says, and I will pass through the land of Egypt on this night of Pesach, V'yikesi kol b'cher be'eretz Mitzrayim, and I will smite all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, me'odam v'yad behema, people and animals, uv'chol Elohei Mitzrayim es eshvotim ani Hashem, and I will punish all the idols of Mitzrayim. And Rashi explains, what does it mean to punish the idols? Shel eitz nir keves, an idol of wood will rot, v'shel mateches nimeses, and an idol of metal will melt. That's this simple. Yaakov Avinu learned a deeper pshat in this, and he applied this to himself. Yaakov Avinu said, I'm afraid they're going to worship me as a god. Because at the end, in Parshas Vayechi, in Bereshis Vayechi, Yaakov Avinu said, Al nosek bereini b'Mitzrayim. Yaakov Avinu told Yosef, don't bury me in Egypt. And Rashi offers various reasons why Yaakov Avinu did not want to be buried in Egypt. The third reason that Rashi gives in Parshas Vayechi, she'avur zeh she'osa lohem nes. I'm looking at the Rashi Meferish, who explains the Rashi, that because of this reason that HaKadosh Baruch Hu performed a miracle, v'hifsik es harov, when Yaakov Avinu arrived in Mitzrayim, the hunger stopped. So Yaakov said, Yasu mimenu elil, they're going to make me into a god. And if they make me into a god, if they worship me because through me came about a miracle, v'yechshav hadover la'avoin gam loy, this will be considered for a sin for Yaakov. Why? Lefi shechashem shenifroim min ha'oved le'alil, because just like there will be punishment for those who worship idols, kach nifroim min ha'olil ha'atzmai. So Hashem will punish also the idol itself. So Yaakov Avinu was saying that Al nosek bereini b'Mitzrayim, don't bury me in Mitzrayim because I'm afraid, Yaakov Avinu said, that since when I came to Mitzrayim the hunger stopped, a miracle was performed, they will worship me as a god. And if they worship me as a god, v'yechshav hadover la'avoin gam loy, it will be considered Yaakov Avinu's sin, and Yaakov Avinu did not want to be punished by having people worship him. And the question is, even if they come and worship Yaakov after his death, why is it a punishment for Yaakov Avinu? He doesn't want them to do it. He doesn't want them. It's as if Yaakov Avinu is rising from his grave and saying, go away everybody, don't worship me, I'm not the Rebbeinu Shalom. There's a Rebbeinu Shalom in the world, and I'm not the one. Yaakov Avinu had no kavona, he had no intent, he does not want them to worship him. So why is Yaakov afraid and why is Yaakov saying, don't bury me in Mitzrayim because I'm afraid they're going to worship me, and if they worship me, it's going to be my sin. And the question is, does Yaakov has kavana here? Does Yaakov want them to bury him? Does Yaakov want them to worship him? He does not want it to happen. He does not want it. It's as if he's getting up and saying, please don't worship me, I'm not Hashem. Why should he be punished for this if people worship him after his death? Comes along Mereinu Hagoin Reb Chaim Shmulevitch Zecher Tzadik Levrocha, and he says, we see a revolutionary new concept here, that you don't even have to hurt anybody, but if you're an object of people worshiping you, and even though Yaakov does not want it at all, but you're the object of their worship, so you also have a hand in it. You have a hand in it, and you too are going to be punished for it. This is a new concept in harming people and hurting people. Yaakov Avinu does not want them to worship Avodah Zarah. Nevertheless, if they're worshiping him, he has a part in this sin, and Yaakov Avinu would be punished too. We see like a new concept in offending people, that even if you don't want it, you wish they wouldn't do it, because Yaakov Avinu says, I'm not the Rebbeinu Shalom. Nevertheless, the little passive part that Yaakov Avinu plays in this, by being the object of their worship, is saying that Yaakov Avinu is saying the Rebbeinu Shalom will punish me for this. A tremendous new concept that Reb Chaim Shmulevitch Zecher Tzadik Levrocha says. And in truth, he says also, this is similar to a Gemara in Bava Kama. In Bava Kama, Daf Kuf Yud Zayin Amud Aleph, the Gemara says a story about Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan had very thick eyelashes, and they covered his eyes. And he asked the people to please remove the eyelashes from my eyes. I want to have the privilege of looking at Rav Kahana. When he looked at Rav Kahana, he saw that Rav Kahana's lips were it seemed that there was a Shenikra Sfosai Shel Rav Kahana. His lips were torn because of a makkah, something that he hurt himself, and his lips were it seemed to Rabbi Yochanan, who looked at Rav Kahana, it seemed to him that Rav Kahana was laughing at him. So he felt very badly. Rabbi Yochanan felt very badly that Rav Kahana, he thought that Rav Kahana was laughing at him, but really he wasn't. It's just there was something wrong with his lips, and it seemed that way. Who got punished for this? Who got punished for hurting Rabbi Yochanan? V'noyach nafshei shel Rav Kahana. Rav Kahana got punished. And the question is, Rav Kahana was not guilty at all. It was Rabbi Yochanan who made a mistake and thought that Rav Kahana was laughing at him. But Rav Kahana was totally innocent. And nevertheless, since Rav Kahana was the object that through him Rabbi Yochanan was offended, because Rabbi Yochanan thought that Rav Kahana was laughing at him. So even though Rav Kahana didn't do anything, but since he was the object of Rabbi Yochanan's laughing, and Rabbi Yochanan's feeling terrible that Rav Kahana was laughing at him. So Rav Kahana himself was punished. We see new concepts, revolutionary new concepts in Bein Adam L'Chaverai, that if you hurt somebody and you don't mean to hurt anybody, and all you are is the object, where Rabbi Yochanan made a mistake and thought Rav Kahana was laughing at him, but Rav Kahana was involved in this process. Rav Kahana was involved in this process because Rabbi Yochanan felt that Rav Kahana was laughing at him, even though Rav Kahana was not laughing at him at all. But since he was the object of Rabbi Yochanan's not feeling hurt, so Rav Kahana is punished. Same thing by Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu was punished, was afraid that he will be punished if he's buried in Mitzrayim and the people will worship him as a god, even though he doesn't want it to be, and he doesn't have any intention. He doesn't want them. He would rather. It's as if he would tell them, "Please leave and don't worship me." It's as if he's saying all that because that's what he really feels. Nevertheless, since he would be the object of their worship, he has a part in their worshiping him, and for that there's also punishment. So we see Bein Adam L'Chaverai, in hurting people. You don't even have to hurt some people. You don't even have to hurt people. You don't even have to offend them. You have nothing to do. You don't want them to do it. But still, if you're part of it, somehow, in some manner, form, or shape, you are responsible. And this is our obligation in Bein Adam L'Chaverai, to see that we should have no part whatsoever in hurting people, in becoming a takola, becoming a stumbling block for other people to sin by worshiping. This itself, this also is something that Bein Adam L'Chaverai we have to avoid. The Eibishter should help us. We should understand that the offending somebody in any manner, form, or shape, with little input that you have in it, but even if you're only the object of this, you also are punished by Hashem.